All right, we got another video here. TommyG, welcome to my channel. Like, share, and subscribe, comment, reaction in live time. I know it's about Ilhan Omar and her husband, but let's see what they talking about.
Breaking news, Ilhan Omar's husband's wine company has been legally dissolved. You are looking at the state of California certificate of cancellation for Est Crew. That is the wine company owned in part by Tim Wynette, the Minnesota Congresswoman's spouse. Now, why would Wynette and his business partner dissolve their wine business, especially in light of this fact? The Wall Street Journal writing, quote, a 2025 email between Omar's husband and his accountant states that the venture capital management firm is valued at $7.9 million and the winery at $1.5.
Soon as their subpoena came, now all of a sudden they want to get rid of the business, lock them up. They stole the money.
Million. He owns roughly a third of both businesses, according to tax documents included with the lawyer's letter. But why was the winery valued so high in the first place? According to the New York Post, Est Crew had all kinds of problems. By 2023, winemakers said they were not being paid, and investors sued. And Est Crew had only $650 by 2024. Now, overall, the Post says Est Crew only sold a handful of wines between 2020 and 2023. Now, look at this. Among the wines sold by Omar's husband was this beautifully labeled Malbec. You see a devious-looking woman. There's a red devil over her right shoulder. Interestingly, the Malbec is called, quote, the devil's lie. What a name. Est Crew also sold a Cabernet Sauvignon called Blockchain, a red blend called Overt, described in reviews as flimsy and tart. But Omar's husband's wine venture appears to have come to an end. And a supposed end to, quote, the devil's lie Malbec comes just days after we learned that Ilhan Omar accidentally thought she was a multimillionaire. Funny how that happens. Remember this from last week? Omar amended her financial disclosure form, which once showed her husband's businesses valued between $6 million and $30 million, blaming an accounting error. And Omar now values his businesses between $18,000 and $95,000.
So wait. First, she reported that they only had about 40,000 total. Then in the following year, they went from 40,000 to 6 million to 30 million. And then now, since the subpoenas came, now they're back down to 18,000 to 95,000. Lock her up, deport her, get her up out of here.
A change that came after her finances came under investigation. But Tom Homan says, stay tuned.
The whole file is being reviewed. A lot of smart people are on it. Stay tuned.
It's my boy Tom Homan. You know, he gonna deport her. He on top of it. But at the end of the day, she still married her brother, so that's fraud in itself. Like they getting a whole bunch of trouble. They gonna make sure when they get her, they gonna make sure everything stick. And she going back to Somalia. I can't wait.
Joining me now is Nick Sorter, who has been on the Hill. Nick, have you caught up with Ilhan
Look at this
Omar?
guy.
Oh, she's doing a great.
Look at this guy. Where do they find these people? Where do they find these people? Who is this guy? Let's see what he's talking about.
Job hiding, Kaylee. I mean, I have a lot of questions for her, especially, is this husband her brother husband, or is this a different husband that owned the quote-unquote winery?
He just said what I said. He just says, this her brother husband? Because she married her brother. Everybody knows that I just said that. That's crazy.
Haven't figured that one out quite yet, but, you know, there are people that have tried to go out to where this winery was located, and nothing was there. The people at the address didn't even know what we were talking about when we went out there. It never existed in that location, and it's awfully coincidental that only days after her accounting error of millions and millions of dollars, that this entity, this wine company, ends up being dissolved. And so there's a lot more questions than answers here. And it's almost like, where did that millions and millions of dollars, where did that go? Did it get loaded into suitcases and head off to Somalia? I guess we got to find out.
Yeah, or an accounting error. She said she wasn't familiar with her husband's business. Who knows? I do know this. You're on the ground. You go to different states. You talk to voters a lot. And this Feeding Our Future scandal in Minnesota, the Minnesota legislature has given Ilhan Omar until May 5th to turn over documents because she...
Largest COVID fraud scheme throughout the entire country. $250 million was stolen by mostly Somalis there in her district, right? That money was supposed to go to hungry children.
So basically, they opened up a program supposedly feeding hungry children. None of the children got fed. They took the money, but it was her policy that she put in to take down the guardrails for the fraud to be as big as it is. That's on her.
She was having campaign events at the place where it was headquartered, where the fraud was headquartered. And now she's trying not to answer any questions on it. You would think that if you didn't have anything to do with it, you would give as much information as you possibly could as the representative from that district. And you can see when people try to talk to her on the Hill now, she's getting increasingly aggressive with them, throwing personal insults. She's scared. And, you know, you heard what Tom Homan said just there a couple of minutes ago at the Turning Point event about, you know, how they're investigating her. And we also heard the news yesterday that the DOJ is increasing denaturalization efforts. So, I mean, she might be in hot water here. I'm just saying that much. And to Todd Blanche, I'll say this to you straight. If you denaturalize and deport Ilhan Omar, you will be a national hero, and I will come on your show next time, Kaylee, wearing Todd Blanche's face emblazoned on my shirt.
Oh, and Nick Sorter. Well, they are investigating. We will look at the facts here, and we will see what the DOJ finds. Nick Sorter, thank you very much.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.
You know, like, share, and subscribe. This is my channel. TommyG signing out. Comment, and I will get back to you.